Good morning, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and we're about to get started with today's LIIT workout. I do recommend that you have at least one weight for today's class, something medium to heavy in strength. And let's go ahead and get started with a march. Start my timer. All right, we've got 4, 7 moves that we're going to do today. We're going to do each of them twice. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. You're going to bring as much intensity as feels appropriate for you. Oh, the light's doing that thing. Let's see what happens if I turn this light on. Maybe that will. Okay, so if you are already feeling like, whoo, I'm a struggle, that made it worse. Then I want you to stay right here. But if you're ready for a little bit more, we're going to move forward and backward right now. Take advantage of your space however you can. So maybe you come a little to the corners. And if you don't have any space, maybe you can still take a step forward or a step back, or really focus on swinging your arms. We're just working on getting the heart rate up. Let's do this for about 20 more seconds. I'm trying to get my whole foot all the way down to the floor, not just marching or walking around on the balls of the feet. Awesome. Next time that you come to the back, we're going to stay there. And let's go ahead and turn this into a nice lateral side to side step tap. So just step in side to side. We're going to come back to this movement in a little bit. You can squeeze your shoulder blades together, draw your elbows back. Start to really lift your chest. Find that nice proud chest and draw your core in so your back is feeling good. So there's a little engagement of your belly. Awesome. We got 10 more seconds right here. And then we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. And find a little knee tap. So arms up, tap your opposite knee. Maybe you're moving a little slower than me. Maybe you're moving a lot slower. Or maybe today is a day that you have a lot of energy. You're going to move a little bit faster. Every time that my knee lifts, I'm using an exhale to help drive that leg up. And arms coming up overhead again are going to increase your heart rate. Let's do 10 more seconds right here. Still breathing. You got this. Great work. 3, 2, 1. Plant your feet down. Inhale your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side, nice and slow. Use your whole exhale to get those arms down. Bend your knees. Inhale, full length of your inhale to get your arms up. Exhale, relax your arms down. Let's do one more warm-up move. We got some good mornings. So go ahead, cross your arms over your chest like you're giving yourself a mini hug. Turning to the side so you can see. We can have a slight bend in the knees. We're going to hinge at the hips. As we send your glutes back behind you, you should feel a nice big stretch in your hamstrings, like you're trying to touch your glutes to the wall. And then lift yourself back up. Personally, I'm feeling pretty tight today. Let's get a couple more of these so I don't have a lot of depth in this good morning, and that is okay. What I'm focusing on is this flat back. So not rounding through your back as you come down, because then you won't feel those hamstrings as much. Nice length in your spine. Proud chest is still happening all the way down. We got 2 more. Great way to start the day. Also very good at stimulating digestion when you take these little forward folds. Go ahead, shake it out. Swing your arms around a little bit. Grab a quick sip of water. Let's get into move number 1. So we got a hamstring focus for today. And our first move is standing. It's actually hamstring curls. So similar to that warm-up move, I want you to think about trying to get your heel all the way to your glute, broad chest, driving your elbows back. You can hold on to weights if you want to. You might want to hold on to 2 weights if you're holding on to any weights for this one. 3, 2, 1. Begin. So just passing the weight side to side and really working to squeeze your heel towards your glute. I like to also think about having your knee pointing down towards the floor. It's going to get a little bit more of your quad engaged in the movement as well. Belly is still pulled in nice and tight. And each time those elbows draw back, your rib cage might be trying to flare out. So I want you to think about keeping a nice synced in sensation from the center line of your body. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Next up are air squats. So if you want to hold a weight for your air squats, you can hold a weight right here at your chest, or you can hold 2 weights by your side, feet about hips width distance apart. We're just going to come into a nice mini squat, press through your heels, and lift yourself up. That's it. Press through your heels. So each time you're coming down, those hips are going behind you. Very similar to that good morning that we were just doing. Hips go behind you, lower down into your heels, press yourself up. Your belly is naturally going to come closer to your thighs while you're doing the squat, but I'm not intentionally leaning forward from the hips like we did in that good morning. Chest is still nice and lifted. Press through your heels to lift yourself up, and then you'll feel your hamstrings and your glutes engaged. If you're still having trouble, you can use your couch or a chair. Lower yourself down and lift yourself up for this next round that comes up. Next, we have Romanian deadlifts. So now we are going to hinge a little bit more, hinging from your hips, painting down your thighs. Just paint down your thighs, nice flat back, and lift yourself back up. Keep going. So flat back, just like those good mornings. Paint down your thighs till you feel something in the back of your legs, and then stand back up. You want to keep a somewhat straighter leg, I find, for these Romanian deadlifts. Otherwise, as you bring that bend to your knees, your glutes are really taking over a lot more. But as you're hinging from the hips, at least for me, and everybody's body is different, feel it a lot more in the hamstrings without that big bend in the knees. So just painting down your thighs. You don't have to get all the way to the floor. That's the joy. Thank you, Romania. Okay, we made it. Next move is going to be a plank on the floor. So we're going to get to stretch our hamstrings and also strengthen them. Belly pulled in as you hinge forward. I'm going to come right into that down dog. All right, so this is going to be your recovery position. Anytime that your plank especially starts to feel too tired, you're going to send your hips up, belly can come towards thighs. And when you're ready, you're going to shift the weight forward. You can do this on your knees too. You can shift the weight forward on your knees. Maybe you can even press onto your toes, and with bent knees, send your hips back for your down dog. And then shift shoulders forward and work to bring hips down. Because when you shift shoulders forward, you don't still want to be in that down dog. You want to be in a nice long line for your plank, or the longest line you can be, even if it's from your shoulders to your knees. 3, 2, 1. Great. We're coming down to the floor. Next up, we've got a glute bridge with a hamstring focus. So turn over onto your backside. If you want, you can hold a weight right at your hips. We're going to send our legs out a little bit long, dig your heels into the floor, and then lift. Pressing up onto your upper back towards the shoulders. With your heels further away, your your hamstrings are going to fire up more. If you don't feel them yet, maybe bring your feet even further away and just dig your heels in and press and lift. You're probably not going to get the same kind of height that you might have gotten on a glute bridge if the soles of your feet were right underneath of your knees. It's totally okay. Can you pause for a second at the top? Can you pause longer at the top, working those hamstrings than you do at the bottom, resting? There's a good challenge. All right, we got 2 more moves, I think. 1 more move, 2 more moves. I don't know. Okay, we got some cross leg lifts. So send both legs up towards the ceiling. There can be a bend in your knees and cross your ankles. Thumbs can come right underneath of your glutes. Bend your knees more if you need to. We're going to tap heels to the floor. So either bent knees tap to the floor, or straighten legs back up towards the sky. Cross your ankles again, bend your knees if you need to, tap to the floor. Lift, straighten legs, and switch. And you can do the same thing with these nice long legs, tapping your heels to the floor, just crossing, crisscrossing, applesaucing, switching up your ankle cross. And if you don't need your hands underneath of your glutes, if you want a little bit more challenge, you can bring that challenge as well. So just crossing your legs and going for some sort of a leg lift, whether it's a bent knee, tap to the floor, and switch, or straight legs. All right, so we got one last move. It is hamstring curls. So you're going to take your weight. You're going to put it between your feet. Squeeze it between the arches of your feet. Roll over onto your back. Here we go. Make a pillow with your hands and straighten your legs out. Tap that weight down to the floor. And then squeeze, 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 squeeze. Bring your heels back towards your glutes and continue. I could have used a heavier weight. Part of the challenge here is just holding that weight between your feet and then finding this lift and lower. We got one more set coming up of everything though. So get ready to challenge your body a little bit more in this second set. You know what's coming. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, depending on how you felt about the exercises, but it's the truth. We made it. We made it through round one. Put your weight down carefully. Make your way back to your feet. Grab yourself a sip of water. Once the timer stops beeping, we're going to start again. Do you remember what move one was? Just kidding. I usually don't remember either. It's hamstring curls. All right, I'm going to use some weights here for the second round of hamstring curls. Feeling a little bit more warmed up, feeling ready. Remember, you can always put weights down if you find that they're not working for you. Let's go ahead and get started with that lateral side to side weight shift, little squeeze of your heel to your glute in 3, 2, 1, begin. So remember, also, as your elbows are drawing back, shoulders are squeezing together, your rib cage wants to go like this. We want our rib cage to stay like this. So really draw in from the center line as much as you can. You're going the pace that works for you. So if you want to go a little bit slower, if going a little bit slower is what it takes for you to find that extra little squeeze, then do that, please. There's a lot happening at once right now. So maybe you just keep your hands at your side and you're only focusing on your hamstring curls. Also okay. We did it. Move number 2, air squats. Air squats. Dun, 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 dun. Remember, if you're having trouble with those air squats, you can always do them right over here by the couch, sitting yourself all the way down, pressing into your heels to lift yourself up. Or you're just imagining that the couch is there, trying to reach for it. Nice flat back, press through your heels on the way up. My hamstrings, they are saying good morning. Great morning, hamstrings. Be more positive. Sometimes it's nice to really use the couch or a chair to get a little bit lower to challenge yourself to find that squeeze on the way up. Okay, I think we hit the floor. Nope, we got the Romanian deadlifts. So we're going to find that hinge at the hips. Glutes are going to go back behind us, belly pulled in nice and tight. You can have a slight bend in your knee. Feel it in your hamstrings, and then press yourself up. Really think too about equally pressing through all 4 corners of the feet. So there's contact through all 4 corners of the feet, but your lift is happening through the pressing your heels, just in case that seems confusing. I realize that could have sounded confusing. It's early, y'all. Just keeping that flat back, core tight, because we're hinging from the hips. So you got to have your belly pulled in so your back feels good. This is our last standing move. Yay! All right, let's hit the floor for our plank to down dog. I'm going to start in tabletop, tucking toes under, sending hips up towards the ceiling for down dog. Now I know for my plank I need a longer stance. So walking legs back for a second, shifting weight forward. How long can you hang out here in this plank? Because it's going to take a second when you get here to really think about engaging your upper back, pulling your belly in, pressing down through the balls of the feet, and trying to stack heels over balls. And then you can take a moment, send yourself up, get that big stretch into the back side of the body, into your lower abs. And when you're ready, shift the weight forward again. We got less than 10 seconds to go. Oh, wait, I misread that timer. No, I didn't. We got 3 seconds to go. Nice. Release yourself down to the floor. We have glute bridges with our hamstring focus. So sending your legs out a little bit further towards the bottom of your mat than you usually might for your glute bridge. Begin. You can press your elbows into the floor. Excuse me. Pressing your triceps in as well to make this a little bit easier. You can reach your arms up towards the ceiling. In fact, you can even hold that weight right above your chest right here. And remember, we're trying to spend a little bit more time in the work move. So staying lifted as opposed to lots of time with glutes on the floor. If you find that that's not where you're at today, that's okay. Maybe the next time you try this video, you can stay lifted a little longer. Lower yourself down. We have our leg crosses, so legs up towards the ceiling. If you need a bend in your knees, that's fine. Remember, you can have your thumbs under your bum. You can work your upper abs a little bit more, though, if you lift your head and shoulders up off of the mat. We're lowering legs down, working to tap heel to the floor, and it's okay if you can't get your heels to the floor. And then lift, switch the cross of your legs, lower down because you're being smart for your body, right? So if you found that coming to here means your upper back starts to come off of the mat, then you're going to lift right back up and only go down to that 45-degree angle. But if you are able to get your heel all the way to the floor, whether it be with straight legs or if it means that you need to bend your knee to safely find that tap as you're working on ab strength, that is awesome too. Yay, we got one last move, and it is hamstring curls. So turning over, grabbing your weight, putting it between your feet, squeezing it between the arches of the feet, making a pillow with your hands, and then squeezing your heels in towards your glutes. You can even press your pelvis down towards the floor and then slowly lower down. So really be as engaged in your posterior chain. Don't just let your feet be coming towards your glutes without really squeezing your glutes and pressing your pelvis down. You're going to feel your hamstrings a lot more if you do that. Oof, I am dehydrated because I am getting a cramp in my foot. Great. Carefully put your weight down. Sorry, neighbor. Press yourself up into tabletop. Give yourself a couple cat cows right here. Feel free to take some shakes and shimmies with your hips. Look at you, you amazing human. We did it. We got in this quick workout. Go ahead, press yourself up. Bring one foot forward. You can come into just some 90 degrees right here. Press the back knee down to the floor. Such a delightful hip opener. Stretch into your hip. If you want a little bit more, if you need more, you can always shift the weight forward. I am so tight, I cannot do that right now, but I don't want to discourage you from making it happen. All right, let's get a hamstring stretch right here. So we're going to send that front leg out nice and long. Start to flex your toes back towards your face. You can keep your shoulders stacked right on top of your hips. You flex even your pinky toe back towards your face. And take a moment to really think about what's happening here. Are you shifting your hips all the way to the left with your right foot forward or to the right with your left foot forward? If you need more of a stretch, you can hinge forward. Personally, I cannot hinge forward right now. My hamstrings are very tight. All right, but let's bring a bend into that knee and shift into your lunge one more time. And then switch. Tuck your back toe under, lift your leg up, bring both knees down towards the floor. Quickly just getting at that other side. So starting in with our two 90-degree angles, pressing your back knee down into the floor, really opening this backside hip. Two more breaths. You're so worth it. We're worth this extra minute. All right. And then send your front leg long. Press into your heel. Flex all five toes back towards your face. Take a couple of breaths. Can you slow down your exhale and relax? Bring a bend to that front leg. Shift the weight into your sole of the foot one more time. Oh my gosh, words, y'all. Go ahead, bring both hands down to the floor. Tuck your right toe under. Lift your right knee up off the mat. Walk, wiggle, bring your left leg back to meet it. Send your hips up towards the ceiling one more time. Walk your hands to your feet to your hands. This might be a little easier way to get into your hamstrings. In this dangle, if your hands don't touch the floor, that's fine. Grab your elbows or wrap them around your legs. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And then slowly roll yourself up. Stack your head over your heart, over your hips, over your heels, and then inhale your arms all the way up. Stretch up towards the ceiling. Try and touch it. Today's the day. And then exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Awesome. That is all the time that we have for today. I do encourage you to take a little bit of extra time and stretch, whether it's right now or if you get up from your seat a couple times today. Maybe set a timer every hour, once every 2 hours to just move. Get a nice quad stretch, hip opener, hamstring stretch, and then sit back down. Let me know how that makes you feel. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.